Good evening, fuckers. Now, what happens when Frontier developments fuck up, but in a way that allows players, or at least some players, to actually take advantage of it? Well, it doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. And indeed, it did happen very recently. Um, Perhaps more to the point, why the fuck am I recording an Elite Dangerous video at almost 1 o'clock in the morning? Let's find out. Well, the answer to the second one, yeah, that's anyone's guess. But the first part, Frontier Development's fucking up and allowing players to take advantage of something. It's not taking a huge advantage. It's allowing us to do something a little bit earlier than Frontier Developments really wanted us to. So I speak, of course, of this thing, the Pulse Wave Xeno Scanner. Now, at the time of recording, there is currently a CG event, which, yeah, the results of which means that these things will have got into production, and people can then presumably have to unlock them first, and then you can buy the things. But yeah, I've got one. Actually, I've got three of them. Two are fitted to two of my ships. One is a spare that I have on my carrier here. Yeah, basically Frontier Development's fucked up, and military economy ground base planetary starports were selling the things. Now, I didn't know anything about it, and someone that night got in touch with me and said, "Hey, you seen what's happening?" And at first, I was like, "Oh no, I'm really not that fussed." And I sort of mulled it over for about 30 seconds. I thought, actually, yeah, I am interested. Now, I'm not going to say who they were, just in case there are any repercussions. I very much doubt there will be. Frontier Developments have already admitted that they fucked up, and they've given us some sort of storyline excuse for it, but just in case, I won't say who it is, but the person who told me about it is very likely to watch this video at some point. So if you don't care about people knowing, then feel free to let yourself be known in the comments, and I'll back you up. So yeah, anyone thinking that they're spouting bullshit, no, I know who it was. Obviously, you know who you are. Yeah. But yes, the bottom line is I've got the Pulse Wave Xeno Scanners already. So these things have two actual modes of use. The first is the regular Xeno scan, the same thing that all Xeno scanners do. And this thing, it sort of fits in the middle as far as the range. The regular Xeno scanner has a range of 500 meters. It's pretty fucking hopeless, to be honest. The enhanced one has a range of 2 kilometers, infinitely better. Like in 4 times the range. It's none too shabby. This thing has a range of 1 kilometer, so it's still twice the range of the standard Xeno scanner. So it's not bad. The fact that it is, a regular Xeno scanner, or at least that's its primary use, means that I haven't even bothered assigning a firing group for it, because I never use it. But I do use the secondary function on it, the Pulse Wave Xeno Scan, which you use while you are flying around the surface of a Thargoid Titan. Now, that means, first of all, I've got to get there, which at the moment is easier said than done. I mean, interdictions, whether we're talking supercruise or height space interdictions, when you're on your way to a Maelstrom, are hardly anything rare. But of course, the number of interdictions from glaives is very much on the increase, and they are a fucking pain in the arse. Because if you're interdicted by a glaive, you've got no alternative. You've got to fight it out. And, yeah, okay, they're not particularly tough. You know, your shots will do a reasonable amount of damage, and their shots don't do a hell of a lot of damage to you. At least not as far as per shot. Trouble is, their shots are pretty rapid, so that damage does soon mount up. They are also extremely fast, and they fire all sorts of extremely annoying weapons. And if you have any Guardian modules, they all get shut down, and on and on and on. I think they're overpowered. They could do with... All they need to do is get rid of one thing, whether it is the frameshift drive reboot missiles, which are really fucking annoying, or get rid of the, you know, Guardian module fucking meltdown thing, whatever it's called. Get rid of either one of those, not both, just one of them, and yeah, it'll be a lot more bearable. I don't think Frontier developers are going to do that though. What they will probably do is bring in some more variants of the hunters, which will not be so difficult. So I'm pretty sure the glaive is going to be like, you know, the toughest of the lot. I fucking hope so anyway. Anyway, so I've got the course laid in to head to Maelstrom Tyrannus. So we're going to do a jump cut here because, yeah, this could take a little while. And, yeah, I will be back as we are entering the Maelstrom cloud. So, yeah, here we go. Well, as you can perhaps tell from the state of my ship, yeah, I did get interdicted twice. Both times by fucking glaives. I did destroy one. There you go. The other, somehow I managed to actually get away from it. But I have taken a lot of shield damage and 18% hull damage. Could have been a lot worse. So yeah, now we just absolutely gun it for towards the Titan. Here comes the first pulse. Just about got through that one. Got a caustic shard around. I suspect I'm going to need to synthesize some caustic sinks once we get here. So we're approaching the asteroid field. Yeah, we got through that one a hell of a lot better. So caustic damage, as always, is starting to slow down. And here we are. Now, even though I'm not exactly in ideal shape, 82% on the whole, 50% on the shields. Shouldn't have too many problems as far as being able to survive here, especially once I start to get my heat level down. Need to get a bit closer to this thing before I'm doing that. There we go. Alright. We don't want any of these fuckers seeing me. Right, both out of range. So, we got the old Pulse Wave scan set up, and this is a sound that will be familiar to an awful lot of you as we begin the first scan. And straight away we see these green patches, plenty of them. Select them, you have a limpet tissue point where you can now send out a research limpet. So I'll cool down again. Alright, so the limpet is now attached. I'm almost to the point now where I'm more surprised if I don't get all those red targets appear. The Titan doesn't like you being here, no surprise there. I'm sure it doesn't like us taking tissue samples from it. So yeah, as soon as you have a research limpet attach itself, yeah, everything's going to turn red. So there are 6 different Titan tissue sample types. I've had at least one of all 6. And this one here is about to so deep tissue sample, not a bad one to get for me first. So you get Titan deep tissue sample, or Titan partial tissue sample, or Titan tissue sample. So there we go. We got that one. Now, we could just keep, sticking around here and taking these samples, but the ones you really want come from around the moor. I'll also add that I've picked up all of the materials that you can get from from around the Titan, but also if we just send out another pulse, yeah, it highlights them in case you might have missed them. So yeah, it will highlight the materials as well as like the areas that you can send research limpets to. Anyway, we are approaching the moor. Now, that Thargoid, you don't need to worry too much about it. Well, at least I've never had to before. Let's hope that I don't need to here. The thing is, it will not fire on us while we are down here, because in order to do so, it's got to fire on the Titan. So it's unleashed its it's unleashed its Thargon swarm, but now it's just like, scanning around everywhere. Firstly, it lost sight of us because our heat got so low, and secondly, yeah, if it did find us, it's not going to fire on the Titan. So we'll send out another pulse. Now there we go. On the tips of the moor here we have more limpet point. Now that is a little bit further away than I would like, especially as it is out of range of the limpet controller. I've only got a Class B Xeno on me, so... Alright, now it is in range. Let's... No, it's not. I don't want that fucking Thargoid spotting me. Anyway, still coming up red on the old. Now I'd have thought it would have. Oh, I know why. Fucking hell, yeah. So, now, the limpet will go and attach itself to that one. There we go. So, as with the previous Titan tissue samples, here we have Titan more tissue samples, Titan more deep tissue samples, Titan more partial tissue samples. The Titan more deep tissue sample is the most valuable one. The average is about 605,000. So if you're selling it from your carrier, you could sell it for just over 6 million. Indeed, there are currently quite a few carriers out there which are buying in all of the Titan tissue samples, and they are paying the max amount. So get any deep tissue samples, there are carriers galore that will pay you 6 million for each one. It'd be great if this was a deep tissue sample, but yeah, partial tissue sample, not ideal. Now each limpet point, you can send research limpets out to them 3 times before they disappear. So let's have another stab at this one. That fucking glaive is hanging around. It is still scanning, but yeah, I'd rather not have it hanging around too close to me. I mean, I don't really want to lose my ship, but if I do, I'm only going to lose, well, rebuy cost 5.9 million, and yeah, so I'm only going to lose like 1.4 million. More importantly though, is I will lose the tissue samples that I'll have gathered. That is far from ideal. I may need to get a bit further away from the moor here, so once I've got this... Well, actually, I'll see if I can get all 3 from this point, and then I'll go back to getting some like regular tissue samples. So at the moment, all you can do with the tissue samples is flog them. Got a partial one there. As the name would suggest, the partial ones are the least valuable. I mean, it's not like they're, you know, worthless, but yeah, not ideal. Now, I'm wondering if that Cyclops there, because remember, Thargoids don't like seeing limpets flying around, so I'm wondering if, yeah, it may have caught sight of my research limpet. Still, not ideal, but we'll fire a new one as that thing is right there. We seem to have got away with it so far. I am rather overdoing it on the old cooling thing. I only have to fire like for a few seconds. As long as my heat is below 20, I'm fine. Anyway, research limpet is attached again. So this will be the 3rd and final time from this particular source. And yeah, once we got this one, we'll move on to another area and grab some tissue samples of the more regular type. Alright, what's it up to? 77%. It don't take that long to extract the tissue samples. It's not much different to how long it takes to get tissue samples from Thargoid ships. The difference is this is 100% success rate, another partial. Not great. Yeah, you will always get a tissue sample of some kind from the Titan, as opposed to you know, like whenever I'm trying to get tissue samples from scouts, I send 8 of them out there and I get 1 tissue sample back. Yeah, that's fucking great, that. Okay, let's have a look for some more signals. I mean, that could be just a yeah, just a material being highlighted. It looks very much like it is, especially given its location there. That's no good. Where are they all buggered off to? Alright, here we are. Oh yes, and also the openings I bet it don't do it now. Yeah, there you go. So the openings all appear like green, like there's a hell of a lot to be taken from them, but no, I've never had any success in taking anything. There's nothing for the oh fuck. I hope that's all it is, and in fact he's not spotted us. I think we got away with it. Anyway, no, that's not what I want, nor is that. Okay, let's send another one. I just know it was somewhere around here that... Alright, here we go. So we'll send another limpet out there. See what we get from this one. But this is basically it. This is the Pulse Wave Xeno Scanner doing its thing. And yeah, unfortunately, Frontier Developers did eventually realise that they had fucked up, and yeah, you can't buy them at the moment. But once the current CG event is done, it's just like all the other Thargoid stuff. And I suspect that these Thargoid tissue samples, it's not just going to be a case of get them so that you can then flog them for, you know, more millions of credits. There's going to be another like purpose to them. What that purpose is, I've no idea, but yeah, There we go, another partial one. I ain't doing too great as far as like how good the tissue samples I've been getting are. Well, the first one was a good one, deep tissue sample, and since then I've had nothing but shit. Alright, I've lost that fucking... don't tell me they've all been used up already. Fucking hell. Alright, there's a tissue limpet point. It's a fair distance away, but... let's go and check it out. I have a feeling it's on the other side of the Titan. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Call ourselves down again while that limpet drone heads off. I'm not going to keep the video going until I've done all 16 limpets, because yeah, it's not going to be the most interesting. So we'll cut here, and if I, and it's a big if, if I survive the trip back, we'll see just what tissue samples I managed to get hold of. Won't that be exciting?
Research limpet engaged. Energy surge detected.
That happens a few times. Yeah. Doesn't mean that they are going to attack you, but it means they know something's there. And shock horror, they're not that thrilled about it. Anyway, yeah. Now I really will be back when, yeah, when I have finished getting all of these. I'm going to end up with 14, or at most 14. One of my limpets failed. It's got a more tissue sample. Makes a change from being endless partial ones. Anyway, yeah, I'll be back when I've finished these. Well, it's about to do its old recharge thing. I really don't want to be in. I don't really want to be around here with this, but yeah, I can't get away from it. I can still calm myself down. Alright, there we go. That's that done. Okay, it did a little to my shields, but not much. Now normally it does a lot more than that. Oh, I really did get away with that one. Alright, anyway, let's get back to doing this, and now, yeah, I know I keep saying it, but yeah, now I really will be back, yeah, once we're out of here and we're back on the carrier and see what we've actually been able to pick up. Right, so that is me done as far as getting my samples. So we have 2 Titan More samples, 4 Titan More partials, 1 Titan Deep Tissue sample, certainly pleased about getting that one, 3 Titan samples and 4 Titan partial samples. So the only one I didn't get was Titan Deep More tissue sample. Would have been nice, but I expect that. I did also have 1 limpet that destroyed itself while trying to attach, because limpets are fucking stupid. And I have kept 1. The reason being, yeah, I haven't synthesized any additional caustic sinks, because I think I can get away with this. I've got Kudzu system locked in. It is behind the planet, which is why the, you know, the dotted line rather than the whole line, which would have been really fucking handy, but oh well, can't have everything. So now we gotta try and get the fuck out of here without being seen, or at least get out of here in one piece, even if we are seen. So we'll call ourselves right down and not waste our lasers. Alright, here we go. I'm not going to boost yet, but yeah, we've only 2 caustic sinks left. One of them is already partially been used, and that's why I kept the other, or yeah, that final limpet, so that if need be, I've got a decontamination limpet here. Put away the, retract the hard points, we don't need them. Looks like we're getting out of here okay so far. So we're starting to get the caustic damage. It will fire another of its pulses. I don't bother trying to protect myself from it, because yeah, I can get the material. But here it comes. Or maybe not. So caustic sink launcher is now empty, and here comes now. Yeah, here comes the very late, but it should still hit me and propel me out. There you go. It didn't do a hell of a lot, but it's moved me a bit faster. Thrusters are now online, so let's get, I'm pretty sure I'm far enough out that I can use the decontamination limpet.
Taking damage.
Getting a bit worried there. Okay, so free of caustic damage and we are out. Let's see if we can get back. first into Super Cruise, so we can get around the fucking planet. Hope like fuck that even if we, if we are going to be interdicted, which is very likely, at least don't be another fucking glaive. Right, Kalsu is in range. Let's hope like fuck. Alright, now, because we are not going to a Thargoid system, we should be okay. Yeah, we are, we'll make it. It was Erodian that pointed out this little tip to us. That is really fucking handy. You know if you're going to be interdicted or not. So, we're out of it. We'll head back to the carrier. Yeah, the escape from the Maelstrom was not as dramatic as I was expecting. I'm not remotely sorry about that, but it does mean that yeah, the end to the video is not so enthralling. I say that as if any other part of this fucking video has been enthralling, but you know what I mean. Now I've already got my commodities board set up to sell Titan tissue samples, but at the moment they are set up to sell them at the maximum price. But I want to shift them, you know, I don't want to be hanging on to them needlessly. So I'm probably, but there's no probably, I'm definitely going to adjust the prices so that you will make at least 1 million. Well, for most of them, there's one that yeah, you'll probably make about 500,000 on the cheapest one. If you take, you know, if you buy them from me, take them to any of the plenty of carriers that are paying the maximum price, then yeah, you'll make at least 1 million on each one. 500,000 on the cheapest one. Which seems only fair. I'll still get a decent price for them selling them here, and anyone buying should be able to make an instant profit. So it's win-win. They waited far too long to come along and interdict me. Who is it? Albert Muesli, who is a Fed dropship. Oh well. Right. Oh, of course, I haven't got any spare limpets left, have I? I used the last one. So we'll transfer everything over. I mean, 5 out of 6 samples, it's not bad. So yeah, at the moment, deep tissue samples are being sold for 4.9 million. I'll drop that down to something like 3.7. Titan more partial, I'll drop that down to yeah, at 1.5. Titan more tissue sample, I'll drop down. Anyway, I'm going to drop them all down. You know, these top 3 and even this bottom one, I'll drop them all down by 1 million and a bit. This one here, I'll drop it down to about 750,000, so you'll still make a profit on it. But I mean, you know, if I was to drop it down to you know, so you can make 1,000,000, I'd be practically giving these things away. So yeah, you won't make 1,000,000 on Titan partial tissue samples, but the rest you will be able to. You can always check in Ara's the market information to see what prices they end up. But yeah, I price my stuff to go. I don't want them hanging around. I want to be able to get a shot of them and bring the credits in. But anyway, there we are. That is the it's that, and the video showing the Pulse Wave Xeno Scanner and what you can do with it, or at least what you can do with it so far. I suspect that is going to change, and there will be much more important reasons for getting Titan tissue samples rather than just to make yet more millions of credits. So I do quite like it. It gives me another reason to visit the Titan. There is another reason why I want to go there, but the Titan looks like a good area if you want to actually just go and kill Thargoids, because there are plenty of Orthruses hanging around, and there are also plenty of glaives. Now you go there in a wing of like 3 or 4, and you've got like all of you going after one glaive. Suddenly the odds are swung back more in your favour. So yeah, around the Titan you can be fighting glaives, fighting Orthruses, and making like serious credits. I don't see how it could fail, but you do really need to be in a wing. And even if I was in a wing, of all the players I know that I wing with fairly regularly, I'm the only cunt that can actually get into where the Titan is. All the rest still need to get the pulse neutralizer. 2 of them are pretty close to getting it. They just need a few more of the massive energy surge analytics. So once they've got that, that is probably a future video, taking on Thargoids in their home territory, so to speak. So yeah, that should be pretty good. But for now, anyway, yeah, that's the Pulse Wave Xeno Scanner shown. It was riveting stuff, as all my videos are. Now go away.